Nobody knows what is going on in the mind of NBA Youngboy. Now, I don't know about you, but if I were on house arrest for federal crimes, the last thing I would want to do is orchestrate an illegal prescription drug ring. But this was exactly what NBA Youngboy did. Not only was he the mastermind of the entire operation, but hilariously enough, he also decided to impersonate an elderly woman trying to obtain these prescription medications. Youngboy could not believe his ears as the prosecutors fully exposed his intricate plans in court. Let's take a look at his shocking reaction as his eventual sentence was read out. NBA Youngboy found guilty. NBA Youngboy, born Kentrell Deshaun Gaulden, has become a household name in the world of hip-hop, known for his gritty lyrics and tumultuous personal life. Hailing from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Youngboy's rise to fame is a story of raw talent and relentless ambition. From a young age, he was drawn to music, using it as an outlet to express the struggles and challenges he faced growing up in a tough neighborhood. His early mixtapes, released while he was still a teenager, quickly gained traction, showcasing his unique voice and storytelling ability. Youngboy's breakthrough came with the release of his mixtape, 38 Baby, in 2016. Which catapulted him into the spotlight. His subsequent projects, including AI Youngboy and Until Death Call My Name, solidified his status as one of the most promising young talents in the industry. Despite his success, Youngboy's career has been marred by legal troubles and personal controversies, often making headlines for his run-ins with the law. The rapper's legal issues took a dramatic turn in April 2024 when he was arrested in connection with a prescription drug fraud ring in Utah. This case, which has captivated the public's attention, involves a complex scheme of identity fraud and forgery. According to court documents, the operation involved calling in prescriptions using the identity of a real doctor and a fraudulent patient name and birthday. The prescriptions, primarily for promethazine with codeine, were then filled and picked up by Youngboy and his associates.
Has been known to have acquired various prescription medications, specifically promethazine with codeine, which is a cough suppressant that's heavily abused.
The audacity of the scheme was highlighted by Youngboy's alleged impersonation of a doctor, a move that ultimately raised suspicions. This slip-up proved to be a critical mistake, leading to further investigation and his eventual arrest. The charges brought against him were serious, including 2 counts of third-degree felony identity fraud, 2 counts of third-degree felony forgery, and 6 counts of misdemeanor unlawful pharmacy conduct. These charges were not the first time Youngboy found himself on the wrong side of the law. His legal troubles date back to his teenage years, with a history of arrests for various offenses, including weapons charges and assault. Despite these challenges, Youngboy has managed to maintain a loyal fan base, drawn to his raw and honest portrayal of life in his music. The prescription drug ring case, however, represents a significant escalation in his legal woes. The involvement of multiple jurisdictions, both federal and state, underscores the complexity and seriousness of the charges. As the case unfolded, it became clear that Youngboy was facing a potential turning point in his life and career.
The defendant is ultimately criminally responsible, particularly under Utah Code 76-202, for a large-scale prescription drug fraud ring that has been known to have acquired various prescription medications.
The prescription drug fraud scheme that ensnared NBA Youngboy was quite intricate, revealing a web of deceit that spanned multiple jurisdictions. At the heart of the operation was a sophisticated method of obtaining prescription drugs illegally, exploiting the vulnerabilities in the healthcare system. The scheme involved impersonating medical professionals to call in prescriptions for promethazine with codeine, a powerful cough syrup often used recreationally for its sedative effects. According to court documents, the operation began with a suspect calling a pharmacy, posing as a legitimate doctor. Using a fraudulent patient name and birth date, they would request a prescription for promethazine with codeine. This prescription would then be filled by the pharmacy, unaware of the deception. Once ready, the prescriptions were picked up by Youngboy and his associates, referred to in the affidavit as known associates 1 and 2.
Mr. Gaulden had acted with others in this criminal activity, particularly where there were 2 co-defendants, which were recently had their cases resolved before this court. And those co-defendants were intercepted as they were trying to pick up the fraudulent prescription.
Authorities began to suspect foul play when a pharmacy reported a suspicious prescription for promethazine with codeine under the name Gwendolyn Cox. This triggered a deeper probe into the activities surrounding the prescription, leading to the detention of 2 women believed to be Youngboy's associates when they attempted to collect the medication. A pivotal moment in the investigation came when Gwendolyn Cox contacted the police, attempting to clarify the situation.
Shortly thereafter, someone contacted law enforcement, pretending to be an elderly woman to whom the fraudulent prescription belonged. The prescription was listed to be for a Gwendolyn Cox, but this elderly woman, who was clearly someone pretending to be an elderly woman, said her name was Gwendolyn White. and couldn't provide a birth year.
However, the officer handling the call noticed several inconsistencies. The caller refused to provide a birth year or address, and more tellingly, used a distinctly fake voice. The officer noted that Gwendolyn sounded like a much younger male from the southern United States, using the word axed instead of asked, a linguistic trait associated with southern dialects. The following day, Youngboy himself used the same linguistic quirk in a conversation with the officer, solidifying the suspicion that he was indeed the voice behind Gwendolyn Cox. This linguistic evidence, combined with other investigative findings, led to Youngboy's arrest and the filing of multiple charges against him. As investigators delved deeper, they uncovered a pattern of fraudulent activity, linking the prescriptions to Youngboy and his associates. This discovery set off a chain of events that would ultimately lead to the rapper's arrest. Authorities in Utah, working in conjunction with federal agencies, launched a comprehensive investigation into the prescription drug ring. The case quickly gained momentum, with investigators piecing together evidence that painted a damning picture of Youngboy's involvement. Surveillance footage, phone records, and witness testimonies were gathered, building a robust case against the rapper and his associates. On the evening of April 16, 2024, NBA Youngboy was taken into custody by the Cache County Sheriff's Office. This arrest was not a standalone operation, but rather the culmination of an extensive investigation involving several high-profile agencies. The FBI, Secret Service, and a SWAT team were all part of the operation that led to the rapper's apprehension. These agencies executed a search warrant at Youngboy's residence in Salt Lake City, Utah, where he had been confined under house arrest since late 2021. The charges against NBA Youngboy are both numerous and severe. He faces accusations of a pattern of unlawful activity, a charge that encompasses violations of the Utah Controlled Substances Act, the Identity Fraud Act, and fraud. Additionally, he is charged with procuring or attempting to procure drugs or prescriptions, identity fraud, forgery, possession of other controlled substances, and possession of a dangerous weapon by a restricted person. These charges paint a picture of a complex web of alleged criminal activities that have ensnared the young rapper. The involvement of multiple law enforcement agencies underscores the seriousness of the charges. The FBI's participation suggests that the investigation may have national implications, while the Secret Service's involvement points to potential concerns about identity fraud and forgery. The presence of a SWAT team during the arrest highlights the perceived threat level and the need for heightened security measures. As the legal proceedings unfolded, Youngboy's legal team faced an uphill battle. The complexity of the case, involving both state and federal jurisdictions, presented significant challenges. However, the team worked diligently to negotiate a plea deal, aiming to minimize the potential consequences for the rapper. This effort was crucial, as Youngboy was already facing separate federal charges that could result in a lengthy prison sentence. In a Utah court, Youngboy ultimately pleaded guilty to the state charges, a decision that was part of a larger plea agreement. The 4 felony charges were reduced to Class A misdemeanors, resulting in a fine of $25,000 and no prison time. This outcome was seen as a significant victory for Youngboy, given the potential severity of the charges.
The state has agreed to a 402 reduction for each of those 4 felony counts. They would all be reduced to Class A misdemeanors, and the case would close at that point in time.
NBA Youngboy's guilty plea in the prescription drug fraud case has sent ripples through the music industry and beyond, raising questions about the implications for his career and future. As one of the most prominent figures in hip-hop, Youngboy's legal troubles have not only captivated his fans, but also sparked widespread debate about the challenges faced by young artists in the spotlight. Public reaction to Youngboy's guilty plea has been polarized. His loyal fan base, known for their unwavering support, has largely rallied behind him, expressing hope that he can overcome his legal challenges and continue to produce music. Social media platforms have been flooded with messages of encouragement, with fans emphasizing their belief in his talent and potential for redemption. However, there is also a segment of the public that views his non-stop legal troubles as a cautionary tale, highlighting the pitfalls of fame and the consequences of poor decision-making.
To the charge of pharmacy fraud, a Class A misdemeanor, 6 separate counts. How do you plead to each 6 of those charges?
No contest.
Within the music industry, reactions have been similarly divided. Some industry insiders see Youngboy's legal issues as a significant setback, potentially hindering his ability to collaborate with other artists and participate in major events. The uncertainty surrounding his legal status may also impact his ability to tour, a crucial aspect of maintaining a successful music career. On the other hand, there are those who believe that Youngboy's raw talent and authenticity will allow him to weather the storm, with the potential for his legal struggles to add depth and complexity to his music. This is not the first time Youngboy finds himself on the wrong side of the law. His legal troubles date back to his teenage years, with a history of arrests for various offenses, including weapons charges and assault. Youngboy's constant cycle of crime. NBA Youngboy's journey into the world of legal troubles began in 2015, a pivotal year that marked the start of his complex relationship with the law. At just 15 years old, Youngboy, born Kentrell Deshaun Gaulden, was arrested for robbery in his hometown of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. This early encounter with the law was not just a brush with the justice system, but a catalyst that would shape his future in unexpected ways. November 2016 marked a significant escalation in NBA Youngboy's legal troubles, as he faced one of the most serious charges of his young life. At just 17 years old, Youngboy was arrested in Austin, Texas, while preparing to perform at a concert. The arrest stemmed from an incident in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where law enforcement accused him of participating in a drive-by shooting. Charged with 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder, Youngboy found himself at a critical juncture, facing the possibility of a lengthy prison sentence. Despite the gravity of the charges, Youngboy managed to secure a plea deal, resulting in a 9-month jail sentence and 3 years of probation. This outcome was notably lenient, considering the potential 40-year sentence he could have faced under Texas state law. The plea deal allowed Youngboy to return to his music career, but the shadow of his legal issues loomed large, influencing both his personal life and artistic output. As Youngboy navigated the terms of his probation, his career continued to gain momentum. However, his legal troubles were far from over. In May 2019, Youngboy found himself embroiled in another violent incident, this time outside the Trump International Beach Resort. A shooting linked to a feud with fellow rapper T. Grizzly targeted Youngboy, resulting in the injury of his then-girlfriend, Kaylin Marie Long, and the tragic death of a bystander, Muhammad Jarati. Although Youngboy was not directly charged with Jarati's death, the incident was deemed a violation of his probation, leading to a 3-month jail stint. In September 2020, NBA Youngboy once again found himself in the legal spotlight, this time facing a series of charges that would further complicate his already tumultuous relationship with the law. This arrest took place on the set of a video shoot in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, during a contraband sweep where Youngboy, along with 16 others, was taken into custody on charges including felony possession of drugs and possession of a stolen firearm. At the scene, police discovered a cache of firearms, including an AK-47, alongside drugs such as hydrocodone, marijuana, and Xanax. Additionally, Youngboy was found with $47,000 in cash, raising questions about the circumstances surrounding the arrest. The Baton Rouge police alleged that the individuals detained were affiliated with the Never Broke Again gang and Bottom Boy guerrillas, further intensifying the scrutiny of Youngboy's associations and activities. The arrest was a significant event, drawing attention from both local and federal authorities. Youngboy's attorney, James Manasseh, was quick to defend his client, stating that Youngboy was innocent of the crimes he was accused of. Manasseh argued that law enforcement officials had arrived on the scene after receiving a tip about the presence of guns, but allegedly without any evidence of a crime. He emphasized that no firearms or controlled dangerous substances were found on Youngboy's person or within his immediate control. This legal battle underscored the ongoing tension between Youngboy's public persona and the legal challenges he faced, as his team sought to navigate the complexities of the justice system. The public response to Youngboy's arrest was as polarized as ever, with fans and critics alike weighing in on the implications of his legal troubles. While some viewed the incidents as a reflection of systemic issues within the justice system, others saw them as a continuation of Youngboy's pattern of risky behavior. Despite the controversy, Youngboy's music continued to thrive, with his mixtape 38 Baby 2 Inches and album Top achieving commercial success and solidifying his status as a prominent figure in the rap industry. Despite his commercial success at the time, Youngboy still could not find a way to stay out of trouble. In 2021, he was reportedly apprehended by the FBI in Los Angeles on March 22nd. This arrest followed an attempted traffic stop linked to an outstanding federal warrant. As the chase unfolded, Youngboy allegedly fled on foot, prompting the involvement of a K-9 unit. The incident has sparked widespread media coverage and speculation, with authorities reportedly discovering a firearm in his vehicle. The events leading up to NBA Youngboy's arrest unfolded like a scene straight out of a Hollywood thriller, capturing the attention of fans and media alike. It all began on a seemingly ordinary day in Los Angeles, when the LAPD attempted to execute a routine traffic stop. The target of this stop was none other than NBA Youngboy. The LAPD had been on the lookout for Youngboy due to an outstanding federal warrant. This warrant was not just a minor violation, it was a serious matter that had drawn the attention of federal authorities. As officers attempted to pull over his vehicle, the situation quickly escalated beyond what anyone could have anticipated. Instead of complying with the officer's instructions, Youngboy reportedly decided to make a run for it, setting off a high-speed car chase through the bustling streets of Los Angeles. The chase was intense, with Youngboy maneuvering his vehicle through traffic in a desperate bid to evade capture. The LAPD, LAPD, determined to apprehend the rapper, pursued him with urgency, their sirens blaring and lights flashing. The pursuit was not just a test of speed, but also of wits, as Youngboy attempted to outsmart the officers at every turn. The chase drew the attention of onlookers and quickly became a topic of discussion on social media platforms, with many expressing disbelief at the unfolding drama. As the chase continued, it became evident that Youngboy was not going to give up easily. However, the LAPD was equally resolute in their mission to bring him to justice. The pursuit took a dramatic turn when Youngboy, realizing that he could not outrun the law forever, decided to abandon his vehicle. In a bold move, he reportedly exited the car and took off on foot, hoping to lose the officers in the maze of the city. This decision prompted the LAPD to call in a K-9 unit, a move that underscored the seriousness of the situation. The K-9 unit, trained for such scenarios, was tasked with tracking down the fleeing rapper. Meanwhile, the involvement of the FBI added a federal dimension to the unfolding drama. The FBI, having been alerted to the situation, took over the booking and charging process once Youngboy was apprehended. The collaboration between the LAPD and the FBI highlighted the gravity of the charges that Youngboy was facing and the level of coordination required to bring him into custody. Eventually, the pursuit came to an end when Youngboy was located and taken into custody by the authorities. The arrest marked the culmination of a series of events that had kept the public on edge, wondering about the outcome of this high-profile chase. The discovery of a firearm in Youngboy's vehicle added another layer of intrigue to the case, though it remained unclear whether the weapon belonged to him. All these are just numerous examples of the rapper's constant tango with the law and the challenges he faced in navigating his career amidst legal troubles. As this current story continues to unfold, fans and observers are left to ponder the implications of this latest chapter in Youngboy's life. What's left for NBA Youngboy? Youngboy's journey from the streets of Baton Rouge to the heights of the music industry has been marked by both triumphs and tribulations. Despite his success, his life has been a roller coaster of legal battles, with the most recent being the prescription drug ring case in Utah that captured national attention. As the case progressed, the weight of the charges loomed over Youngboy, threatening to derail his burgeoning career. However, in a strategic legal maneuver, Youngboy's defense team managed to negotiate a plea deal. This deal significantly reduced the severity of the charges, downgrading them from felonies to misdemeanors. This crucial development allowed Youngboy to avoid prison time in Utah, a relief for the rapper and his supporters. Despite this victory, Youngboy's legal woes were far from over. The Utah case was just one part of a larger legal saga that included related charges in Weber County. These charges resulted in a sentence of 27 months in federal prison, followed by 5 years of federal probation. The combination of these legal challenges painted a complex picture of a young artist grappling with the consequences of his actions. The sentencing hearing for NBA Youngboy in the Utah fraud case was a moment of high drama and unexpected revelations. As the courtroom filled with anticipation, all eyes were on District Judge Spencer Walsh, who was tasked with delivering a verdict that could shape the future of the young rapper. The stakes were high and the atmosphere was tense as Youngboy awaited his fate. In a surprising turn of events, Judge Walsh chose to address Youngboy directly, offering words that resonated beyond the confines of the courtroom. "Your talent and potential shouldn't be robbed by addiction," the judge declared, acknowledging both the rapper's struggles and his undeniable gifts. This moment of honesty from the bench was unexpected, as judges typically maintain a formal and detached demeanor during sentencing.
Mr. Golden, I've seen so many times that good men and women who have a lot of talent and potential, that they can be robbed of that potential when they start to really struggle with their addiction.
Judge Walsh's words were not just a reflection of Youngboy's past, but also a beacon of hope for his future. By emphasizing the importance of overcoming addiction, the judge highlighted a path forward for Youngboy, one that could lead to personal growth and redemption. The judge's encouragement served as a reminder of the potential that lay within Youngboy, urging him to rise above his challenges and make the most of his opportunities.
So I don't want that for you. You seem like a very talented young man. I'm hoping in your future that once you're done with your federal prison time, that you can be really successful on federal probation and have a really bright future where you can reach your full potential.
The implications of this hearing were profound. While Youngboy managed to avoid prison time in Utah, he still faced a significant sentence in federal prison for related charges. The judge's words, however, offered a glimmer of hope, suggesting that Youngboy's story was far from over. With 5 years of federal probation awaiting him after his release, the rapper would have ample time to reflect on his choices and chart a new course for his life. Would Youngboy heed the judge's advice and transform his life, or would he succumb to the pitfalls that had plagued him in the past? The sad truth is that not even Youngboy believes in himself as the judge does. The rapper once candidly admitted that he sees more jail time in his future. This shocking statement came a few months ago when Youngboy remained under house arrest in Salt Lake City while awaiting trial for a federal gun charge in Louisiana. NBA Youngboy's recent admission about expecting more jail time sent shockwaves through the music industry and his fan base. During his candid conversation on the Bootleg Kev podcast in January 2024, Youngboy laid bare his thoughts on his future, stating, "I'm kinda set on going to jail right now, so I don't really think about too much. I guess that's just my life. I don't let it bother me or no like that. You make the bed you lay in." This revelation at the time was not just a reflection of his mindset, but also a testament to the legal battles that have plagued his career. At the time he made that statement, Youngboy was under house arrest in Salt Lake City, a situation that has persisted for over 2 years as he awaited trial for a federal gun charge in Louisiana. This charge stems from an arrest in September 2020 when authorities discovered firearms in his possession during a video shoot in Baton Rouge. He made this statement almost 10 months ago, and now it has pretty much manifested in the form of a new federal charge. This current incident is just the latest in a series of legal issues, including previous arrests for assault and kidnapping that have followed him throughout his career. His acceptance of potential jail time underscores the gravity of his situation and the challenges he faces in breaking free from this cycle. Just over the last month, two popular rappers have also been on the revolving door of court and custody: Young Thug and Lil Durk, both for different purposes. For Young Thug, the trial proceedings of the YSL RICO case were nothing short of a legal marathon, capturing the attention of the nation as it unfolded. As the longest trial in Georgia state history, it was marked by a series of dramatic twists and turns that kept audiences on the edge of their seats. The courtroom became a battleground where prosecutors and defense attorneys clashed over the fate of Young Thug and his co-defendants. Amidst the intense legal wrangling, Young Thug made a pivotal decision that would alter the course of the trial. On October 31st, 2024, he entered a guilty plea, a move that sent ripples through the courtroom and beyond. The sentencing that followed was a moment of high drama. Fulton County Judge Paige Reese Whitaker delivered a sentence of 40 years with 5 years to serve. However, in a surprising turn, this was commuted to time served, resulting in 15 years of probation followed by an additional 20 years. The conditions of Young Thug's probation were stringent, reflecting the severity of the charges he faced. Young Thug successfully got his happy ending of some sort, but Lil Durk, on the other hand, is looking at the possibility of a life sentence as he is named in a high-profile murder-for-hire case that has captivated audiences nationwide. The case, unfolding in the Central District of California, accuses Lil Durk of orchestrating a plot to eliminate fellow rapper Quando Rondo, allegedly as retribution for the tragic 2020 death of King Von. The common theme here is the intersection of rappers and illegal activities, whether it be participating in a drug ring like Youngboy, being involved in a murder-for-hire case like Lil Durk, or a RICO case like Young Thug. Most of these rappers come from impoverished backgrounds and turn to crime as a means of survival or to gain status within their communities. And this has led to an unending cycle of freedom and incarceration with almost no way of breaking free. For now, we can only look at what the future lies for Youngboy. Would he eventually pay the ultimate price for his life of constant crime, or would he finally break free? If you enjoyed this video, check out our other awesome videos on the channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.